What's up, Wolfpack? I forgot exactly when. Like maybe the beginning of September. Broke up with my ex. Then was studying a lot about narcissism. Ended up finding this actual narcissist explaining his point of view and shit and how they actually have feelings. Ended up feeling sympathy, thinking maybe my narcissist or my predator would change, Martina and Marinoeli Bautista Quemada. And well, anyway, I brought her back into my life. For like what, a week or two. And oh, not even a week. It should have been a week. Or actually, no, it has been a week. Okay, whatever. Point is, she comes to visit me. I obviously feel very anxious and uncomfortable. I feel like something's wrong, but I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. And like, I try to find videos to like, I don't know, prove that I'm in a healthy relationship and that she actually cares and this and that. And we talk about my disassociation, and she's like, blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know, some shit. One of those, like, she slipped over. I don't know how it came up. Oh, okay, I remember now. If you haven't heard of Sigmund Freud or Edward Bernays, I recommend you do research on that. Especially this documentary called The Century of Self. It is on YouTube if you would love to watch that or like to watch that. Trigger warning though, it does talk about SA. And, you know, anything having to do with that. And pedos. So, after this TikTok, which happened, this content creator popped up on my feed again today and brought up trigger warning SA again. And that was just interesting. So I kind of just, I was just, you know, like watching that certain section in the playlist, and like updating myself because obviously I gaslit myself to believe that Martina Marinoeli Bautista Quemada, was a good person and not a predator, whatnot. So we're sitting at this table, Martina and I, eating, and she wants to play Disney Channel. And the reason I brought up Sigmund Freud and Edward Bernays is because somehow they're connected to Netflix, and you know, they very much influenced the 20th century gravely. Like they impacted it so well. Like it's just essay culture is everywhere all the time, 24/7, right in front of us. We just tend to not see this shit because we've been taught to think it's normal, and we've suppressed our emotions and told we're crazy, etc. So obviously I was very uncomfortable. Like I remember even this time, like before I was made to do a ritual with this white shaman. And I say white because I'm in fucking Peru. What am I doing with not a person of color, an actual shaman, and doing these rituals in a house instead of out with in nature where you're supposed to do that shit? I don't even blame myself. I was desperate. I just wanted to figure things out, and I knew like these rituals are good for you, but dear Maria, you're a fucking piece of shit, and I hope you fucking rot in hell. That's my supposed mom. There's other stories on my account if you want to watch so you can understand. Yeah. This shit's fucking annoying. I don't know if I should just talk about that too. There's like a lot of shit going on here. But whatever, it's my YouTube channel. Let's see. I got into Reiki, which heals chakras, which are energy fields in your body. Like 2020, right now it's 2021. I've done it maybe 3-4 times in total. But I've also done it on myself. I just put my hand here on my heart, left hand at least, and the other hand on my stomach or anywhere that I feel pain. And play music. I play binaural beats, etc. Essentially, what Reiki has done for me is unblock traumatic memories and bring them back to the conscious mind. And I don't even care if people don't believe me or not, but I believe me, because any and everything is possible. Like, the fact that we exist, that's already a miracle. So I don't not believe that evil isn't out there. So I had this memory, which is not a past life memory. I'm trying to remember how old, because I had a sibling, but I wasn't sure because it's kind of mixed up a little bit right now. I believe I was maybe 6, 7, 8. It looked like, a luau or something. Like, there was, how do you call that? It's just like those plants, when they use plants to like cover shit up, like, or make buildings, or like these little tents. I don't really know. It looked like that kind of thing. So maybe it wasn't there, but I have a feeling it was. It looked maybe like Hawaii. At least that's what I'm assuming. Obviously it was very traumatic, so no wonder I can't really remember completely. This is not at all what I looked like. I had really dark skin, African. I had dark skin parents. We were just watching a concert, someone singing. It was my parents, my brother, and I believe brother. Alright. When all of a sudden, both of my parents, my dad first and my mom, were shot from the back of the head. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I tried to grab my brother. And like hella people with like guns and shit, like wearing all black and like, kind of SWAT type uniforms and shit. And vans and shit came to get both me and my brother. I was put into like this truck van thing. Like, it was all metal, at least from the inside. Like, I don't know if you've been in a cop car or in an ambulance. It looks like that. But there was no seating. At least, like, it was okay. At least I was just like on this metal, just metal, man. And they, trigger warning, they stuck something up my anus, because again, I was a boy. It was like this metal thing, and I was just uncomfortable. I was chained down. I was scared. I was just shaking. Next thing I remember, I'm like at this hotel place. It looks really fancy, luxurious, blah blah blah. I'm brought into a room with like doctors, and they start playing audios like MK Ultra, which is also, that's exactly why I brought it up, so this is relevant anyway. Because you don't know what MK Ultra is, So, for example, I did a study on it, but my mom threw away the papers because she's a bitch. Sorry, Maria is a bitch. So she threw that shit away. But I was doing research. Um, they would experiment on people, with hallucinogens, lock them up in a hospital room, and leave them alone with the hallucinogens. Um, Sometimes, like, it was even showed MK Ultra was brought up in an episode of Stranger Things, where Millie Bobby Brown's mom, I forgot her character's name. 11. Her mom was MK Ultra. That's why she was so fucked up, cuz um she was manipulated for so long and like drugged up and all this shit. So she just kind of she was out of it, man. She was gone. So she just had these three traumatic memories replay in her head, when her daughter was taken away from her. So she remembered, I think, Rainbow, I think the number 5 or some shit. You know, anything that connected to her daughter just before she was kidnapped. 11/22. So, you know, these things are brought up in TV. As Ralph Smart says, these are truly documentaries, not subconscious program. It's programming then. So yeah, that was interesting. So essentially, like, they also just have certain things repeating in your mind, or like in the background, you know, like sounds. So you start to implement them into your mind. It's like the subconscious programming that they have online on YouTube now for like affirmations and stuff, right? Because then you start to believe it after a long time of it being told. I think like there's a quote like, a lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth, or something like that. So back to being that boy, I'm in the hotel in this room, with doctors, like they're wearing white and shit. It was very odd and comfortable. I'm put to sit on this chair. I think I'm tied down. It was weird. And in the background it starts playing I'm white, and all this stuff. I think they lay me down and they kind of cut me up and stuff. I remember it, like, it was weird. They did some surgery on me. They bleached my skin. So it was just, yeah, so that's that. And I've always felt like I don't, like, my parents aren't really my parents. And then to remember that, you know, because first I started remembering what Martina Marinoli Bautista Quemada had done to me, which is another video that I can put down in the link below. Then after that Reiki session, I had a memory of my father, Bernardo Dominguez Hernandez, I believe is the other name, raping me when I was 2 years old, 3 maybe, very young. I also have this memory of hiding in the closet, which was connected to the bathroom, like it was inside the bathroom, waiting for my dad to get out the shower. And I think I was locked in there, actually. I just remember being scared and like kind of trying to entertain myself and like just, you know, I don't know. I think I was playing with like a little book or something, and it's weird. Then I had a memory. Um, I've been told crazy for all this shit, so I'm like trying to ungaslight myself so I can like just openly talk about this and speak my truth. I had another memory of Maria molesting me when I was a baby, just touching my private parts and shit. So it's weird because I feel like they did something weird with that surgery. And like when I was in that hotel or whatever. Because then to be suddenly living with these people, like there's just jumps. So yes, it could be a past life, but it came into my memory for a reason. Because I also remember being in chains as that dark little boy going into this facility. There's just weird things, but it's just, I know it's all connected somehow. I haven't pinned it down just yet. I believe, it's just coming up slowly because these are traumatic memories and, events. So it's gonna take some time to like process and all that shit. Oh. Okay, flash forward to last week, like going to the 1st of October, maybe like September 30th. September 30th. I'm with Martina. We're at a motel. We're sitting at this table. She wants to play TV. I'm uncomfortable. I tell her I'm uncomfortable. She's like, why? It's just TV. I'm like, but it's not. It's subconscious programming and MK Ultra and like, Sigmund Freud and all this shit. And they like, do all this stupid shit. And like, well, I won't lie, it's not stupid. They do it very intelligently, but also just very stupidly because it's so obvious and just whatever. Why am I complimenting them? So yeah, I tell her that, and then we get on the topic of Sigmund Freud, and I tell her that, and she's like, "Oh, you mean, yeah, he's brought up." Like I asked her, like, "Have you ever heard of him?" And she said, "Yeah, like in psychology when I was taking psychology, like he's very interesting. Like I've heard a lot about him, like blah blah blah. Like he's very looked up to." And I'm like very creeped out because he supported pedo. I won't say the full word. You know? So then I brought up the pedo part, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's true. That is, yeah, he does." Like I think she kind of said he was bizarre, or strange, or whatever. Before I brought up that part, and I just sat in bed. I was very angry. I was just like uncomfortable. And she's like, "You look like you have beef with him or something." And she's like, "Yeah, when we go to hell." And I'm like, "Hell?" Like, not thinking back on it anyway. Like, we'll just beat him the fuck up or whatever. And I'm like, that's not the point. He already left a huge impact on the planet. What's that gonna solve? At least that's what I'm thinking, But we laugh or whatever. And then so I didn't bring up MK Ultra. I didn't really say MK Ultra, but I was referring to it. But she brings up a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever, that she admires, that did experiments with LSD and blah blah blah. She admires MK Ultra. You get my drift. This is why I started this video, because the fact that she literally admired this shit. Because she was like, yeah, it was so cool. Like, he had patients come in and sit down and do LSD and, like, help them out. when I was doing research on this shit, like, it was the most fucked up shit that happened to these people. Like, they had PTSD, that's why they came in. Like, you know, mostly war people who've been to war. It was horrifying. That was so uncomfortable to just look at her and be like, what the fuck? Like, I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, yeah, I need to go. This isn't okay. But I don't blame myself either, because I am a kid and I just want love. I just can't have that with a predator. So, yeah. I also brought this up in another video that I filmed. I'll probably link that down below if I remember. It's about I guess we started talking before then. So yeah, like, I went to go visit her where she lives. We stayed around there. We were talking, trying to make up and shit. I'm talking about something traumatic, and then all of a sudden she's like, "You're my object." I don't know, like, it kind of correlated, but like, it made me so uncomfortable. I backed up because we were cuddling. I looked at her and I was like, what the fuck did you just fucking say to me? And like, I went off. But that's a separate video that you can watch. So, yeah, just very predator type energy. I told her that. Like, that's rapey energy. So, yep. She's blocked right now. And to my future self, keep her blocked and do not fucking talk to her. I'm more important than that bitch. So, yeah. I just thought I'd get this off my chest. So, thank you for watching. Please share. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, all that cool shit. Yeah. Go ahead. If you want, at least. No pressure. Take care.